Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being here today, and certainly we want to acknowledge the Honorable Mayor LATOYA Cantrell. Thank you for being with us, Mayor. This is an absolutely wonderful time for the New Orleans Police Department. Today, this morning, the mayor and I graduated 34 recruits that have been in training for 26 weeks from all over the country and all over the world. 3 of whom came from out of the country: Switzerland, Puerto Rico, and Jamaica. All came to be citizens of New Orleans and to join this police department. And so that speaks volume of, number one, our city, and number two, our police department. But then that means the department is growing, the evolution of a police department. And so today is such a great day because I see so many familiar faces. Friends of mine who taught me when I first became a police department, who grew up with me on this department, friends and families from my early childhood, assistant chiefs who were with us to help cultivate, motivate, and groom all of us so that now all of us are rising in the department. Our former state representative is here who helped work with us. Thank you so much. And it's a wonderful time. One of our deputy chiefs, Chief Randy Mushat, served 35 years and retired. Today was his official last day. Gave 35 years of service to the police department, wonderful service, brought us to the next level. I asked him to be my deputy chief 3 years ago. He accepted. He's done a phenomenal job. Well, he has retired, and we had an opportunity at our Max Crime presentation meeting on Wednesday to thank him, present him with tokens of our love and appreciation. But now that makes room for us to look at the next level of leadership for the police department. And as our leadership team and I worked all year long, we are always making assessments on who's ready to go to the next level to help take the NOPD to the next level, to rise to senior leadership. And we're so happy and proud to be able to say that Christopher Gutley, who managed our police academy, where you are right now, stepped up to the plate a couple of years ago and took on the largest lift and job in the police department at that time, had more consent decree mandates at the academy than all the other ones put together. Stepped away from managing a district that he had done since 2011 and took on this new challenge and has done a phenomenal job. So we're looking at everybody all the time. He had, and he has demonstrated what we thought we needed right now to rise to the next level. And I'm honored to be able to say that we're going to appoint Commander Chris Gutley to the position of Deputy Superintendent effective June 29th, 2018. You are hereby appointed to Deputy Superintendent. So he has demonstrated all levels of leadership and has done a really wonderful job and has stepped up. And now he's going to be leading the Management Services Division, which has recruitment, training, all of the HR, all of the property, all of the assets that the police department has. He will be managing that and overseeing that. And the person who had that position was Chief John Thomas. And I want to thank him for a wonderful job. He's actually going to be moving over to take Chief Mushat's position in the Investigative Services Division. And so it's the likely transition and the evolution of his career. He's going to be taking on a different set of responsibilities, leading all detectives in follow-up investigation. But at this time, I want to give now Chief Gutley an opportunity to say a few words. Because the deputy chiefs and commanders are all unclassified appointed positions, there's no swearing in because it's simply an appointment to the position. But at this time, I want to offer you the opportunity because now, of course, public speaking is your new best friend. The floor is yours.
Well, thank you, Superintendent. And as always, I don't have a problem with speaking in public, and I normally shoot straight from the hip and straight from the heart. But on this occasion, I did come prepared, so I do have a speech. So first off, I'd like to say thank you, Superintendent Michael Harrison. Thank you, Honorable Mayor LATOYA Cantrell. I must say my journey has not been easy, but it has always been very rewarding. For those of you that do know me, you know that my story does not begin with phrases such as all my life or ever since I can remember. I wanted to be a police officer. I joined the police department in 1997, but my career sight was not always set on law enforcement. I actually wanted to be a pilot. In the early 90s, I experienced the death of a close friend. And at that time, like so many individuals at that age and during that time, my first thought was actually to react negatively. But somewhere along the road, I looked into the eyes of law enforcement as a profession just so I could somehow, and for some reason, I believed that I could make a small difference in someone's life. Now, I know I couldn't save the world, but my primary mission was just to help prevent someone, anyone, or just one, from feeling that kind of pain from that loss of losing someone senselessly or tragically. That was my reward. That was my satisfaction. That was all I really needed. So my guide, my sense of purpose for doing this job was to simply do my best every day. The assignments were irrelevant. The hours were irrelevant. Wherever I was needed or thought that I was of useful assistance, that's where I wanted to go because I wanted to help make it better. I did not want to close the doors of opportunity because the department thus far has guided my path. I did not guide my path in this department because some of my most satisfying times came from opportunities that I never had in my line of sight. Now, Superintendent, I hear you say this to a lot of new officers. You said it this morning. They could have chosen any police department in the world, but you're glad they chose NOPD. For me, NOPD was my first and only choice. And honestly, there really wasn't any other choice for me. Now, I'm not just saying that because I was born and raised in New Orleans. I'm saying that I chose NOPD for one reason. I think they have the best looking uniforms in the country. I do. And now, 21 years later into this journey, I am truly very humbled to be given the opportunity to make the police department better, to work with the great men and women within the Management Services Bureau. Chief Thomas, you have done a great job, so I know I have big shoes to fill. I know I did not get here alone, and there are so many people that helped me, groomed me, mentored me, or just simply gave me a handshake or a nod of support, and I say thank you. From my colleagues at the academy that made me look so good every day, I knew I do not do this alone. My previous assignments in the 5th District, the 1st District, the 8th District, the Traffic Division, and the many people throughout the entire department that I've worked with throughout my career, know that it is your hard work that has helped me get here today. From my family, my mother, my father, my aunts. Whew. There's a lot of stuff that y'all don't know. My mother made me go to school from pre-K to 12th grade without missing one single day, ever. Never missing one day. I'm pretty sure there's a law against that now, if you My brother, Stephen Goodley, and by the way, he was actually nominated as Teacher of the Year for the state of Louisiana, and he's a finalist right now. It's going to be decided next month. I'm proud of you. My wife and kids, I thank you for putting up with me for so long. I can be a pain. Still time left on the clock, baby. Thank you. Thank you. My friends, the citizens, the faith-based community, thank you for your kind words of support and confidence that you have in me. My colleagues, Chief Thomas, Chief Noel, Chief Westbrook, Chief Murphy, retiring Chief Mushat, the entire command staff, I say thank you. Now, my journey has been very challenging, and we have made many accomplishments, but I know there's still much work to be done. And I'm excited about the opportunities for tasking the many challenges that await me in the Management Services Bureau. So, Chief, my pledge to you is simple, that I will give you my very best every day. I continue to stand with you in making this police department the best in the country. That's what our citizens want, that's what they expect, and that's what they deserve. So I say to you again, Chief, thank you for giving me this opportunity, and now I'm ready to get started.
I'm very, very proud of Chief Goodley. You know, I've actually known him all of his life. I know his family. My mother taught him, and his mother and father taught me. And so I've watched him grow and develop, and I couldn't be more proud of you as a person, and more proud of you now as a deputy chief. I know you're going to do a great job. But I'll give you one lesson, that his first lesson in public speaking. I'll give him that. Stand up to be seen, speak up to be heard, sit down to be appreciated. And thank you. Look, one of our good friends, Norman Robinson, was MC in our service today and is here again this afternoon. Thank you so much. You are our friend, and we appreciate that, Norman. We appreciate that. But that means there's shifts and moves that have to be made. And just like he stepped up to take the academy at the most crucial time, moving through this consent decree, which was the heaviest lift, now we had to find the right person to take over where you left off and take us to the next level and get us out of this consent decree. And Commander Ferguson has stepped up to that challenge, has managed 2 districts as a police commander phenomenally well, and now is stepping up to take on that responsibility. I'm proud of you. Thank you. This department, this city needs you to groom the incoming people and to change the minds of those of us here to make us all good. And I know you're going to do a great job. So he's going to take over as the commander of education and training, which leaves a void in the 2nd District, and we thought it would be fitting, and she has demonstrated great leadership and proven herself not only to be a great leader, but ready to go to the next level. And I'm proud to be able to appoint Lieutenant Jennifer Dupree to the position of Police Commander. And if you would join me in celebrating her. You are now appointed to the Principal Manager position of Police Commander effective June 29th, 2018. She was the Assistant Commander under Commander Ferguson in the 2nd District, doing a wonderful job, reducing crime, touching the citizens, making everybody feel good and included in the delivery of our police services. And now you're going to be taking over as the commander of the 2nd District, and we're all proud of you. We saw something special in you, something that we knew you were ready for and that you knew you were ready for, and we couldn't be more happy to appoint you to be the commander of the 2nd District. And now I'll offer you an opportunity to say a few words.
First of all, not as prepared as you with the whole speech. But Commander Ferguson gave me the reins last week, basically, so I've been dealing with a lot of stuff in the district. But I did prepare, not all that, a little bit. But I do want to thank everybody for being here, especially on a Friday, payday, 4 o'clock. It's almost 5 o'clock someplace. So, I'm sorry, stand up. I want to thank my family, first of all, for all the love and support that they've given me, my mom and dad. My better half, Leslie, thank you for all the dealing with the phone calls all the time, learning the signals. So I don't have to tell you all the signals all the time. Crazy hours, when are you coming home? I'm coming. Tony Mayfield, yeah, thank you, dude, for showing me how to be a police officer, being my partner for 10 years, and showing me how to be a great investigator. Thank you. All my DIU, task force, and staff of the 2nd District, without y'all, I would not be here today. Y'all go above and beyond anything I ask. Y'all are always there. Overtime, late nights. Like I said, without y'all, I definitely would not be here. Superintendent Harrison, thank you for sending me to Chicago, giving me the bigger picture, really showing me how great our police department is compared to the rest of the nation. We are by far above. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to run 2nd District. Chief Noel, thank you for seeing something in me to, as a sergeant, give me that position as lieutenant and give me the reins and let me go. I know you told me I couldn't keep my shoes on. I had to step back a little on the street work, but Commander Eckert, thank you. When I was the sergeant, you taught me everything that I needed to know to step up in that position. And anytime I need a phone call, you're always answering the phone and helping me whatever I need. Biggest, Commander Ferguson, you are my mentor. You are everything. I mean, I would not be here today if it wasn't for you, especially telling me you can't do everything yourself. You need everybody behind you to do it. And telling me delegate, delegate, delegate all the time. You can't do that. I can't. But always check up behind. Even though you're delegating, check behind, make sure they're doing it right. I can't thank you enough. Without you, I would not be here. And I know I had to kick you out your office today, and I know Eric was kicking me out of mine. I was kicking him out of his. Nobody wants to leave the 2nd District. But I plan on definitely keeping the 2nd District, making it the best district within the New Orleans Police Department, and I'm ready to get to work. Well, been to work a week, so. Thank you.
Thank you. We know you're going to do a phenomenal job. And then as we assess our leadership team on a continual basis, I am always looking to find ways to go faster, to get stronger, to get bigger, to get better, to get smarter, to be more innovative, and we're always looking at ourselves on how we can improve. Who among us can step up and take the reins and take us to the next level? And I've decided to task 2 people to step up to the position of commander, and I'm extremely proud to announce that Lieutenant Generio Sanders, who was on the field operations staff, is being appointed to the position of Principal Manager of Police Commander effective June 29th, 2018. And so he is going to be taking over the Management Services Bureau under Chief Goodley, who will be taking care of the fleet, all the property, all the assets, the human resources, recruitment. The academy is under that, but the academy has its own commander, so he's not your boss, but he has his own set of duties. But he'll be taking care of all of the assets for the police department, and I couldn't be more proud. He has 35 years under the police department, so he does bring a lot of wisdom and personal experience to the team, and I couldn't be more proud for all of our longtime friend, Commander Generio Sanders.
Thank you, Chief. I'd like to begin by thanking God for this opportunity, and of course the superintendent, the mayor, and the deputy chiefs for this great opportunity. As the chief said, I've been here 35 years, and it's been really fun for 35 years. Every now and then you run into a headache now and then, but for the most part, I've had a great career. To my deputy chief, who's been my rock, my support, the person that calms me down when I need somebody to pull my chain, I say thank you. Along with Chief Murphy, Chief Thomas, Commander Fresh, Dougie, as we call him, Commander Ferguson. All these guys have been an integral part of my career for the last, I'd say 6 years or so since I got promoted to the position of lieutenant and started looking at taking on a command presence within the police department. I've been here 35 years, so I've had some pretty good assignments through the years. My PIB family, I thank you. My special victims family, juvenile family, 7th District family, all you guys, I love you and I appreciate it. I thank you for everything you've done for me. And the first guy that gave me a chance once I became a lieutenant, I truly thank you, and that's Commander Dupree. I look forward to this opportunity, and don't call me for cars next week, please. I've already gotten cars.
Thank you, Generio.
This is what happens when you don't prepare. The one thing I did leave off, my parents, they've been with me and been my support for the last 56 years of my life. And there's one other person here that's been a mentor, the person that slapped me when I needed to be slapped, the person that got there and was supporting me when I needed support and helped me to keep my head on straight. And that's an individual I've been knowing for some 40 years, and I thank that person for all their help.
Thank you. And then there's one other person that as we assessed our leadership needs and our command needs and what we needed, what we wanted to take the department to the next level, and then who could be tapped to do that. We looked around and we worked really hard, but I'm extremely proud to appoint Lieutenant Regina Williams. You're hereby appointed to the Principal Manager of position of Police Commander, effective this June 29th, 2018. Commander Williams, she served in a number of capacities at the Public Integrity Bureau on our force investigation team, Mayor, then stepped up to a big challenge to be the commander of our Special Victim Section, which has domestic violence, child abuse, and rape, and has done a phenomenal job there, and has taken on really, really tough assignments, even when she didn't have to. She stepped up, and we believe at this time you have exactly what we need to help take this department to the next level. So we're proud to appoint you to position of Police Commander.
They told me not to cry. Because I think I did all of my crying on a couple of days ago. My unit gave me a roast and it was amazing. But they cried more than me. With this position of commander comes a great deal of responsibility to this organization and to the community. There are simple and evident expectations associated with this position, such as maintaining the integrity of this organization. I have learned with the procedural justice motto, as I call it, we shall succeed. Procedural justice speaks to 4 principles, often referred to as the 4 pillars. 1, being fair in this process. 2, being transparent in our actions. 3, providing an opportunity for voice. 4, being impartial in our decision making. But the 4 pillars don't stand alone. They support one another. Pastor Love said it best. You can't be transparent if you have something to hide. To the young officers, to the veteran officers, sergeants, lieutenants, captains, you can accomplish anything in life and within this organization if you put your mind to it. Thanks to my family for putting up with me, the long hours, the long days. I love you. Thanks to my family for the support that you've always shown me throughout this journey. Thank you to the command staff, Dougie Fresh, as I call him, the man. This man has really shaped me into who I have become. He was very tough, he was very strict, and he didn't play any games. But at the end of our conversations, he always said, I love you, no matter what. No matter what. And I thank you for that. Thank you, Mayor Cantrell, one of my heroes, for paving the way for women. Chief Harrison, thank you for the confidence in me. I will assist this command staff with bringing this organization to the next level. All of you sitting on this front row right here have really supported me throughout my career, no matter what. If I had a question, you guys would answer the phone, no matter where I was. If I had something to ask, you were there and you answered it. Chief Thomas, thank you. Chief Noel, thank you. Chief Murphy, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. To my SVS family. Is my SVS family here? Yes. Thank you. I love you guys. You guys are so amazing. When I first got to SVS, I had no clue. They have taught me what I needed to know to run that unit. The love they show me on a daily and consistent basis is amazing. To my police family that have assembled here today, I thank you. Dream big, dare to fail, This is no time for ease and comfort. It is time to dare and endure. Thank you.
Thank you, Commander. And certainly I want to offer the opportunity for our illustrious mayor to come say a few words. Thank you for being with us, Mayor.
No, thank you all so much. Thank you, Chief. Thank you for your service. You know, this morning we graduated, and as you all know, 34 new officers. And they're starting their journey with the New Orleans Police Department. But you all started your journey a long time. You've been consistent, and you've been committed to the citizens of the city of New Orleans, meeting them with dignity, respect, understanding the spirit of empathy, which means meeting people where they are. And I am so proud and happy to have been a part of this process of elevating leadership within the New Orleans Police Department. Each of you, I mean, Goodley, Deputy Chief, talked about looking good in the uniforms. You've always represented this city well, even on TV. All right. You know, when I think about Commander Sanders and even Kay Michelle, I know you didn't mean to leave her out either, Miss Michelle. This is well-deserving, well-deserving. And sometimes time can't be the real measure, but you've been on the force 35 years. So this transition of leadership is well-deserved, and you know that. And I will say, and I don't want to say, you know, you almost made me cry. You actually did make me cry. Because when the chief and I was talking about you, Commander Dupree, and even you, Commander Williams, and he said about 3 times, as he was sharing with me, you may not believe this, but, you may not believe this, but, these women scored. Then I looked at him and I said, Chief, I can believe it now. Come on now. I can believe it, you know? And he said, oh, you're right about it. I said, absolutely, the proof is right here. So thank you so much for stepping up. I'm looking forward to having your back, and I know you will do the right thing that will ensure, as you move, I move right with you and be there to have your back. Family, understand that, because that's what our officers deserve at every level. As relates to the transition of leadership, Commander Thomas, Deputy Chief Thomas, thank you for continuing to rise above and fill in the gaps that only excel and propel the New Orleans Police Department. Commander Ferguson, I can't think of anyone at this time that could be the face of the future of the New Orleans Police Department and embody what we want in our officers. You represent that in action, in deed, even in appearance. You do that. So I'm excited for you about this next phase. And I know it's a challenge, but I know that where you are, you're prepared for that. And you've demonstrated it every step of the way. The way is in your front. And so you continue to move us and lead us to where we know we deserve to be. Thank you all so much for being here. And as I said this morning, that as all of us in leadership, you know, are focused on service and not on self, and making those sacrifices that we do make every day. But recognizing that we're not making those sacrifices alone. The family makes them with us. Whether you want to or not, we bring you along. Thank you for coming along. And continue to stand with us as we do the work for the citizens of the city of New Orleans. So thank you again. And love to you all. Love to you.
Can we all celebrate the newest members of our leadership team, our deputy chief and our 3 new commanders? Congratulations to all of you. Mayor, will you join us in some photographs with our new deputy chief?